What's going on, everybody? Top 10 Pokemon back, and I am bringing to you some very intriguing Pokemon card auctions that occurred this past week. Now, folks, I scour the internet each and every week, searching over eBay auctions, PWCC auctions, golden auctions, heritage auctions, Joe Blow auctions, to find you the best and most interesting auction results. So for doing that, I please ask that you give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and don't forget to be a subscriber on your way out if you are not already. And if you do any shopping on eBay, please use my link below. So guys and girls, I found a great variety of auctions to go over. We'll be reviewing some newly graded Pokemon cards from the set Brilliant Stars. We're also going to look at a card that was pulled by Logan Paul during one of his first edition base set box breaks. That was also graded a PSA 10 and came through in PWCC auctions. So I can't wait to see what kind of price that fetched. Did the Logan Paul label add any premium to this card? We're about to find out. Stay tuned. We'll get to that here towards the end of the video. So let's start this video off with some Evolving Skies cards we really haven't seen, starting with this Flareon V that got the PSA 10 and sold for $127.50. This is the very first time we've seen a Flareon V in PSA 10. And then we saw an Espeon V Max in PSA 10 that kind of fell flat with the price of $38. Now, it's interesting that beautiful cards like these can kind of get left in the dust in a set like this where everybody's chasing the alternate art cards like Rayquaza Vs and Dragonites. So these beautiful cards right here don't always hit the prices that these other cards do. A couple of interesting newly graded slabs from Brilliant Stars. Here's a Galarian Moltres V Gold Secret Rare card in PSA 10 that sold for $290. We saw a Charizard V alternate artwork in PSA 10 sell for $985, while the CGC 10 version of this card sold for $940. So not too much of a price difference between the PSA 10 and the CGC 10 of this card. We also saw a hyper rare Charizard VMAX in PSA 10 sell for $960, while a BGS 9.5 version of this card sold for $670. I'd imagine, much like the CGC 10, a BGS 10 copy of this card would probably go for around the same as the PSA 10 at this time. A couple of other miscellaneous modern cards. Here is a Gengar VMAX in PSA 10 from the set Fusion Strike. Had a couple healthy auction prices. This one sold for $445. Another one sold for $501. So this might very well be the most valuable card from Fusion Strike. And we also saw a Greninja Blackstar promo still in the cellophane wrap, graded a PSA 10 that sold for $380. I thought that was kind of a really high price for this card because, correct me if I'm wrong, but you're not actually grading the card, you're grading the pack itself or the cellophane itself. It's just an interesting concept. What do you think of that? Here was a full art Lily Trainer card from Sun and Moon base set in PSA 10 that sold for $175. I remember this card used to go for well over $300, between $300 and $400. But these full art trainer cards have come down in the recent times. This one sold for $175. On to some interesting WotC cards. Here we have an unlimited Gengar Holo from Fossil set in PSA 10 that sold for $1,201. And an unlimited Blastoise Holo, also in PSA 10, that sold for $2,575. Unlimited WotC Holos in PSA 10 don't quite get the recognition that the first edition WotC Holos do, but these two right here are some big name Pokemon and also commanding some big prices. From the TCA Gaming auction block, we saw a few very interesting cards. Here's a Crystal Golem from Skyridge in PSA 10 that sold for $1,625. The Rockets Mewtwo in first edition sold for $1,375. We've been seeing this Rockets Mewtwo come by quite a bit in auction the past few weeks. Here is an unlimited Dark Charizard Holo from Team Rocket set that sold for $2,075. And then this 2019 Champions Festival card. This is a staff promo card in PSA 10, sold for $1,025. We also saw a 500-point Fan Club EV Holo promo card that sold as a PSA 10 for $6,661. And we also saw several awesome cards from the Z&G Emporium auction block. Here is a first edition Dark Dawn Fan Holo from Neo Destiny that sold for $480. And then a first edition Dark Houndoom that sold for $1,125. Here is a PSA 9 Gold Star Pikachu from EX Holon Phantoms that sold for $2,425. And a CGC 8 Espeon Gold Star card that sold for $2,719. And then lastly, we saw a Mysterious Pearl Winter Challenge Japanese promo in PSA 10 that sold for the staggering price of $9,315. And the last eBay auction that I want to cover is this Pikachu Prism Card-S card that sold as a PSA 10 for $1,276. Alright folks, on to some very interesting auctions from PWCC. Here is a blueback Pikachu card from the 1995 Top Sunset in PSA 9 that sold for $5,160. Then we saw a first edition Flareon Holo from Jungle in PSA 10 sell for $1,770, while the first edition Espeon Holo from Neo Discovery sold for $3,960. Here we saw a first edition Dark Blastoise Holo from Rocket Set sell for $2,400, and a CGC 9.5 first edition Typhlosion that sold for $2,010. I was actually going to pick this card up because I thought it looked pretty strong, but when I took an extra close look at it, as you can see right here, massive print line going straight through the middle of the holo, so no chance that I would ever get a PSA 10 or even a BGS 10. Up next is a reverse holo Slowking from the Southern Islands set in PSA 10 that sold for $1,230. This card and the reverse holo Mew from the set usually command a premium price. Up next, folks, we've got a slew of Charizards to go over. As always, here is a Charizard EX Full Art card from Flashfire set that sold for $1,770. A Charizard GX from Burning Shadows sold as a PSA 10 for $2,100. So I'm thinking that the $2,000 range is about the sweet spot for this card nowadays. Here is a Charizard Holo from Boundaries Cross that sold for $2,070. And a Charizard Holo from EX Power Keepers that sold for $2,400. A Charizard Level X from Supreme Victor sold for $2,520, and another one sold for $2,640. From Topps Chrome, we saw a Spectra Charizard sell for $3,240, and a Charizard EX from Fire Red Leaf Green that sold for $3,960. And to finish up the weekly auctions, here is a Charizard Holo from Expedition set in PSA 10 that sold for $17,400. Now this is one of those cards that's always been increasing. It's so hard to get your hands on this card, let alone a booster box from this set. The population is rather low for this card, so I believe last time I covered this card it sold for about $16,800. This week, $17,400. And in the PWCC monthly auction, we saw 3 first edition base set Charizard sell. One was a PSA 9 that sold for $28,000. Another one was a BGS 9.5 that sold for $49,200. And then we saw a PSA 10 sell for a staggering $420,000. And then lastly, we saw a PSA 10 first edition base set Venusaur sell with the Logan Paul box break label on it for $18,000. Now, in all honesty, folks, I would have thought this card would have went for a lot more than that. We've had several examples of this card sell for over $20,000. Most recently, a PSA 10 copy had sold for $30,000. So this price right here tells me this label does not command the premium that you might have thought it would. What do y'all think about this? Thank you so much for watching, folks. I hope you enjoyed this week's auction recap. Stay tuned for my next video. We're going to review the top 10 most expensive cards from Brilliant Stars in their graded forms. That's right, we have a bunch of graded cards that came back from PSA and BGS and all that. So we're going to see what the top 10 most expensive are. You don't want to miss it. That's all I got for you, folks. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you very soon.